There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Calling out people who waiting to serve. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here the purpose from them. The work of my life without fear.
I live for health.
Master.
Clear body, so I make you. I can't Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina can I say my yamo. And yes, I know money. The more I go, and you love me. The more I
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the thing, and I forget it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Calling out people who waiting to serve. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast is giving a real and the premise from best. The work with my life without fear. From Grandpa to Nima to Lusa, from Riverside to River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, North Rider, San to Backwater, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Businesses are closing. Civil servants are protesting daily, either against bad labor practices or low wages. Investors are fleeing. Job opportunities have disappeared. The government's lack of fiscal discipline and poor leadership have plunged our people deeper into poverty and despair. Instead of building an economy that empowers Liberians, this administration is busy rewarding political cronies and engaging in secretive deals, such as the questionable procurement of the 82 yellow machines.
Gentlemen, agreement process there.
Zayo! Ever which the propaganda minister continues to remain silent. If PR truly serves the public, he will explain the bidding process, the source of funding, and the beneficiaries of those contracts, not divert attention with political insults.
Say yo, the people not gonna need to tell the result into insult. Say yo.
The ANC calls on officials of government to pay keen attention to the failures and challenges that the government is faced with, which includes the very bad state of the economy with primary focus on the bread and butter issues. The slow and ineffective execution of its own arrest agenda. The mountainous degree of opulence by the officials of the government as manifested in the purchase of luxurious vehicles from the presidency to ministers of government, including PR.
The papa ain't living all alone again. The best rescue is
Is this not dishonesty? Can you imagine, fellow Liberians, the United Party government is purchasing vehicles for its officials at $90,000 United States dollars a piece, while many citizens cannot afford a meal or simple medication? Is this really a rescue mission or a ransacking mission? On the healthcare crisis, Liberia's healthcare system today is in a state of complete collapse. Hospitals and clinics across the country lack basic medication, equipment, and supplies. Patients are dying daily because underpaid doctors and nurses have no tools to save lives.
Zayo, the rescuer need to be rescued. Zayo.
Pregnant women are turned away from hospitals due to the lack of beds and essential drugs. While President Barker and his officials enjoy medical treatment abroad at the expense of struggling taxpayers, ordinary Liberians cannot even afford pain relief. The government has made no investment in improving hospital infrastructure, healthcare worker salaries, or rural health services. Instead of addressing these harsh realities, the diarrhea of the mob minister finds comfort in attacking key opposition figures like Mr. Alexander Bennett comments. A shameful reflection of a government that has lost moral and political directions. On the drug crisis, every day, Liberia's future
Indeed, folks. What's the time? It's 7 minutes. 7 minutes past 6. That's the time check. Good evening. Good evening to our dear channel listeners. You know, you people are the real, if a group of people that every time, even when we are a little bit, you know, off, or in fact, when we are not on this network, you know, I miss you people a lot. So again, let me say the pleasant good evening. That voice you are, or in fact, that thing you're listening to or you're watching is the ANC Youth League, you know, having their own reactions to the Ministry of Information, the government, and so forth. But again, people, let's try to show is yes, today is Wednesday. For a matter of fact, it's ladies' night. Yes, it's Wednesday. So many things to talk about. So many things happening. Yes, we will talk about so many things today. You know, sometimes the topics are just so many that we can't even cover everything because every day there are new topics. As we speak, the Ministry of Transport, they having press. Look, this country is interesting. This country of ours it is indeed interesting. So the Ministry of Transport, they are having press conference because there are some kind of more release. They say it's fake. Then how come this release that is fake? Anyway, they say it's fake. The first release that some of you see on the internet circulating on the internet, according to the Ministry of Transport, they say it's fake. So they have the hard copy and they have their. I think Ministry of Transport. I think you have to post everything on your website so that people can go on your website to get all of the best information when it comes to the issue of the transport fare, because our people, they want to know, you know, this are things when we say that the government is doing nothing, then people feel that maybe, then people feel that maybe we just want to criticize government all the time. No. But a better system. Why when you go home, like for example, yeah, but let me share the show now. Why when you go home in your house, why you have everyone in the home have the father have his own bowl or place where they can put his food. That's why the mothers, the children, everyone have their own place or their bowl or you know, pen any kind of way you may call it, right? But you will not see the child leaving from their pen or their bowl to go to their father, or you will not see the father just leaving from his end to go to the children's side, or you see the mother, everybody just cross. No, no, no. That means there is no system. Anytime when you see in a home, where you see the children, they can just go anywhere, just eat. You see any food, they just eat. People, they just put their hands everywhere and do anything. I mean, our home, there's no system in our home. And our home is heading for failure. And that's how that do look. That's how it look. But when you talk these things, people feel that because they voted for government or because they voted for politicians, so they will come out and cause things that are affecting them. They know very well the system is terrible. It's affecting them, but they will defend the system. Someone made law that, for example, the person make law that they will buy for the $5,000 car. And you think it's normal. You think it's okay for you. You think that, yeah, you know, that by law, you know, and they make, what kind of law is that? What kind of law that will put other people in poverty and make other people rich? You think sometimes, look, we will talk. If I go, so many videos to play, we will play pop here. Hey, look, Africa is interesting. Then please, those of you who are religious people, especially Christian, read the book of Galatians, right? I think, yeah, Galatians 3:1. Read Galatians 3:1. Then you will know. Sometimes, look, sometimes that's why when Steve, Moses is talking, sometimes the way he talks, some of you feel that, yeah, Steve, you too high. Oh, Steve, you too. But go and read the book of Galatians, Galatians chapter 3, verse 1. See the way Paul, Apostle Paul, was describing the Galatians. You know, look, those of you who think that you know this, let's share the show first. Well, if you see the way Paul was describing the Galatians, you would think that, what happened? Why would Paul be so brave like that and be talking to the people? But sometimes there are some things you got to talk to the people in very, very robust form so that they themselves they can know that, yes, indeed, that is serious. But anyway, let's share the show. So if you're there, just say, yeah, I'm there, Mabel. Galatians 3:1, just read it, you will know. So, what bewitched Africa? A Paul Biya. Paul Biya now is wife. Here is wife. Their statue now camping. Let me share the show for you. No, that war is in Africa. Paul Biya is campaigning in Cameroon with statue. His here his wife. They're not seeing them. They're home because they're not able to walk. So they use statue. Go out there and campaign for them. What kind of life is that? For me, I just get it. Even the God that some of us that we serve, that we believe, that we love so dearly. Even for example, if God gave you that authority for you to rule for some time, and you are aging, or in fact you are getting old, God start to look for your replacement. Because the thing they call age, they have so many negative impact, whether you like it or not. Sometimes you will even, you just sit down, someone start sleeping. Let me just bring in a simpler form. When you are old, or you're getting old, or you have age, you will be forgetting about things. Your memory now will start going away. There are things that you don't remember anymore. So God who created us, He understands us. He said, no, I will not allow for someone to be old. Then I allow them for them to still be ruling people. No, because the person needs strength. And you don't even have the strength. So in old age, let me tell you, maybe some of us, we don't know. In old age, there are so many factors and negative factors for that matter. The issue of strength. You may not have the strength. You may not have the that kind of energy, and you may not even remember things. Even there are some people, in fact, some people they call it, in fact, the issue of losing your sight, or you can't see again. Good. So you see how getting old can be, right? That's why when you are getting old, when God chooses you as His servant, and you are getting old, the first thing that God can do is that God start to look for your replacement. Look for someone humble, respectful, That person who is down to earth, he say, okay, you go and know this person. This person will be replacing, like for example, the person will be replacing Mabel because Mabel is old. I gotta go. I'm old. I got to go. And I got to lead other people, other next generation to the got to come. But Africa, somebody bewitch us. You all read Galatians 3, verse 1. Let know they will bewitch us, Africa. That poor beer. Yeah, man. What kind of country? What kind of why is this? Poor beer. Oh, poor beer. The man said there. He and his wife starting. People running campaign for them on starting. You know, yeah, that's what you maybe we don't understand what they call statue. The first thing, well, not a human being, the people are not there. So they use their first human being, their own picture, everything that what they do, you know, they make it fine and they put me, someone that who was talking, hey, Paul, yeah, oh, God, yeah, but look. Sometimes when there are some things, sometimes when we see and watch, we can be like, why people are like this? Why? Until chaos. You will be somewhere until chaos come before you move. No. Why is the same thing happening here? We'll be with us too, Liberians, because all of us too, we are the same. We pay ourselves for the 5,000 and we give other people peanuts. So we'll be with us. Let me go there because some of you are coming. Share the show, people. Share the so many things to know about what's your view. Observe what's on your mind right now. Yeah. What? Because we have so many issues. So many national issues, so many things to talk about. Whether you want to talk about the issue in the about the Supreme Court, you want to talk about the bread and butter issue, you want to talk about the ANC and the government, because mind you, nothing has changed, nothing to oh, the country is interesting. Oh, very interesting. Nothing has changed. I'm still into one serious debate. So what an argument. He made me say nothing has changed. Not true. Because when you're making progress, it's not about because you're painting, because you're doing the kind of thing, then you feel that no. Look, so many we said this thing here on at the times we have numbers. The reason why most of our government fail. We said these things. Number one, are corruption. You may see corruption like, oh, because it's by law. Even I saw one other newspaper where Senator Amar Conner was also talking about the MCC. That Liberia may not even get at the MCC because of corruption. So you see corruption like, you know, when you talk about corruption, people just think that it's just all about, oh, yeah, they probably go steal you catch them. No. Even your lifestyle, even the one pastor in a church get 5 cars like corruption, according to the book of Timothy. You know me, oh, and the verse say, 2 minutes, look. Yeah, my mom will join us very soon. The rest of the team. The rest of the team will soon be here, people. If you just come in, please share the show. Yes, indeed. So I'm going there so that some of me, I will not use the word I Paul use. Yeah, you know, because some of our clergymen just think that only there. So what Monk is here, Father Monk. Yeah, so good. Monk is here, my dear brother Monk. Good evening and welcome. Oh, where's Monk? I thought Monk was already on. Yes. Monk. Monk, good evening, though, my dear brother.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up, Mibon? And what's up to the listening audience? Today's about Wednesday, right?
Yes, today is Wednesday.
The 8th of October.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed, Monk, you are quite correct. So, Monk, I'll start up with the issue of, you know, Apostle Paul and in Cameroon. I think you've been following some of the happening there in Cameroon, where Paul Biya, in fact, 92 years old, right?
Yep, I think in the 90s.
90, yeah, 90 to 92. Oh, someone said no follow. Let me check my. I think it's okay for my end here, but
yeah, I'm
maybe
here
more.
loud and clear. I don't know what's happening.
Okay. Yeah, so Mark, so I started with all of the happening there from Cameroon, and especially with the way we behave here in Africa. And I go back to our good book, the book of Galatians, Galatians 3:1, talk about also the question that Paul asked, who has bewitched the people there from, or in fact the Galatians, who bewitched them?
Yeah.
So, so who bewitched Africa or who bewitched Liberia that we are struggling and we are dying at the but Mom, let's go straight to that first. What say you? What some of the maybe things? I guess you've been following all of it happening. What say you? Everything first.
Well, I'm doing great. I mean, a lot of things happening, except the most talked about topic now, the trending topic is this information minister and the political leader of the ANC. I saw the Proud 1% group having their little press announcement, and the whole narrative that the Unity Party is trying to paint out there that a lot has changed. If a lot has changed, we don't need to hear from the rescue mission. We will hear from the Liberian people. They are the one that will give the verdict. But in their case, they don't want to lecture you about changing a lot, when in fact the people that live in the country cannot point to anything that has improved in recent times. I don't know, maybe they can tell us that they stay in the process, there are things still in the works. But to emphatically say that a lot has changed, no, the people will feel that they will feel the impact of your government. It's 2 years. By January of next year, we'll be going to year number 3. But now the impact should be felt all over the country if you are doing great. But the reason you are reserved to politics and name calling and business as usual because you know damn well nothing is happening in the country, most especially when it comes to the economic narrative. No. So we don't need a lecture from you. The results speak for themselves, and people, like I said, will be the one. Maybe when we open the line, we will tell the Liberian people to call and tell us to name some of the things that have changed from the previous government to the present government, and they will be the one to make that decision, not you, so you cannot lecture. Or matter of fact, you are not interested in putting our information out there. You're interested in playing politics. So what make you think the Irish person, like, bro, listen to what you are saying? No, they can see, they can feel, they know the commodity. I mean, the prices for commodities in the country. They know the impact. They know how much they are paying for their children's school fee. They know the exchange rate. So if things is really changing, if you came about with a different set of ideas, if you are bringing about different policy, then the people will be the one to be giving the testimony on the things that happen in the country. They can see changes and they can feel that their life is being turned around in the right direction. But we don't need a lecture from Unity Party. That's pure politics.
Wonderful, Mark. You are quite correct. That's exactly what we're going to do here today. That we'll be asking our people as to what have changed, what have nothing have changed, or something changed. Then you will tell us. But again, Mark, you don't know everything because our people out there, even the rescuers themselves, you know, they are also complaining. A lot of them who are coming out, even not too long, just saw one of my good friend and brother or strong begin also disagreeing with the attitude of the Ministry of Information. In fact, he said a lot of things there also that we criticize all of these things. We said that in fact we were decent government. How come we are also portraying, in fact, doing almost worst of what we even criticize? So yeah, but quickly, let's move quickly before we come back to this discussion. What say you with the issue there in Cameroon with Paul Biya?
Well, Africa is just another strange place, you know. The aging process is a natural process. We're all going to get old and die and leave this planet one of these days. But there are times that you operate at optimal speed, right? That's just part of youth and growing older as well. So the people of Cameroon, it's one of the reasons I keep telling. I say Africa, when God was dividing brain, I don't think He gave us enough brain power, and that can be proven scientifically. We are not smart people. Of all the races in the world, black people got the lowest IQ. That's a fact. I know it might find offensive to some people, but that's the reality. The people in the Far East, they got the highest IQ, and then before you come to Caucasian and maybe Middle Easterner, and then we the lowest. Because remember, things that we can do on that continent, it can happen nowhere else. I don't know. Why you look at a man like that? This is how you create power vacuum. You leave one man in power to the extent that when he leaves the stage, then you cannot transition. We have seen it throughout history that whenever a president stays in power too long, it becomes a problem because the day he steps off the stage, you don't have a system in place to maintain the country on the right path because that vacuum is yet to be filled. That's what happened in Cameroon. Why would you look at someone in the 90s? Even your physical energy. The first thing, let me tell you something. You know that a human being brings the use of his computer, right? The computer might be the smaller device, or your laptop might be the smaller device in your entire house. but it consumes the most electricity. You
Oh,
know,
yes.
because every process on the computer is thinking, whether it's a graphic card, whether it's about the processing power, the CPU, and all these things, they are all computing, they are calculating. That's how the human being brain works, right? Your brain is a muscle. Your brain weighs less than 2% of your body total weight, but it consumes 20% of all the energy in your body. You know what? Because it's constantly thinking all the time throughout the day. Your kidney, your liver, they don't think. The only organ in your body that is doing mathematical calculation and any other calculation is your brain. That's why your brain consumes 20% of all the energy you use in your body. Why would you look at a man, he is 90, that is technically dead, cognitively, to be running for another election? Where's that? You're telling me in a country of more than 25 or 30 plus million people, you cannot find another man to replace a Paul Biya, that he will be contesting for another election cycle? But that's what they choose to do anyway. It's their country. I think I got more problem to discuss in Liberia than Cameroon. So it's up to them. They will decide. Maybe they believe that it's stable. There is no political or economic instability. Maybe for them, that's their own way of saying it, because it doesn't make any logical sense for someone in their 90s. Because when you're in your 90s, I mean, your brain is technically dead. Remember, hearing the language or the words that you speak as you age, because your brain is a muscle, your vocabulary starts reducing. You start using fewer words.
That's just a fact.
Yeah, and you don't have to be hearing your 90s. People start experiencing dementia. Some people in their 70s, because we are all not the same. Some people in their early 80s. They got some people that are in their 90s, but they can still recount things that happened 20, 30 years ago. Their brains intact, but there are very few people. The vast majority of people start losing their cognitive ability maybe in the mid-70s. Some people even sooner than that. So talk about 90-year-old man. Think about that.
Then, Mark, let's go back to our group work quickly before we conclude on this topic, because sometimes when we have economic discussion, we have a passage from the Bible that also backs some of these things, and maybe ask questions more. So let's go back to Galatians 3:1. It says from a letter from Apostle Paul to Galatians, where he calls them, he said, we don't want to use that kind of, because it's foolish and ask, and so ask, because he asked them as to who has bewitched you, Mark, because we claim to go to school, Mark. Let me be frank. We go to school, we learn, we do everything, but at the end of the day, Mark, there are no changes. They just take the end, and this passage is also asking, who bewitched you? Who make you to be this way? How come you are like this? What happened to your behavior? How come your behavior is far different? So, Mom, what say you with the passage? Because I know people say it's spiritual and this, but all these things will also come physical.
Oh no, it's physical. I mean, you operate, even though we are spirit living in the human body, but our day-to-day activity is all physical. And it's not about people bewitching. It just tells you that the same thing that we keep experiencing today, they happened during the past. That people would make some dumb decision on a massive scale, and you ask them, who really bewitched you? Because these things are visible, they are glaring for you to see. Why would you be making this kind of a decision at your own detriment? Because like I said, you keep someone in power for more than, Paul Biya is more than 30 years plus in power. Maybe he's going to 35 or 40. If not, he been in power for as long as I've been knowing myself. Paul Biya, guessing where he demanding all those guys who holding president, and he's the only one going. Even King Hassan from Morocco, Gaddafi is gone. Paul Biya is still around. Can you imagine? That's why I say for my entire lifetime, I think he's been around. So the people of Cameroon, I don't know who really bewitched them, but I think they will need to answer that question. It just doesn't make sense. I don't understand the logic behind it. That, oh man, in this day and age, I'm talking about 21st century, where everything is moving at a faster pace or at a fast pace. Can you imagine we're coming from one and zeros in binary, now we're going to artificial intelligence, wherein we are literally giving the computer our brain. Because back in the days, the web, we was programming the computer to replace us or to supplement our work. That's what computer is all about. It make it faster, it can do some calculation for you, but still you will need a human intelligence transfer to the machine. But now the machine now is the one that will be acting like the human being, so we don't need to transfer the knowledge, and we're just using prompt. Can you imagine just text and the speech, and then the machine will give you the output? Can you imagine how far we have come? And then you got a guy like Paul Biya that is still in power. Think about that. We are in the age of artificial intelligence, and Paul Biya.
And more, as we transition to Liberia, we also have our own Paul Biya. We have a lot of lawmakers from 2006 who are still in power. Well, zero.
Well, maybe if you think about it, it's not only the age, it's all about the leverage, and it's just standard operating procedure that when you get things in life free, right? You don't want to let it go. It becomes part of you. It's almost like a BM, somebody who is a criminal. He thinks that he can rob other people to get rich overnight. And when that lifestyle, when he gets used to that lifestyle, he's not going to leave it. He will stay in it for the longest. Even in his old age, he will still want to rob somebody because it's just part of human nature. When you can get things easier, you don't want to go back to working for things. You don't want to go back working harder because you've been getting it easy. I told you there's only one institution on this planet wherein you can legally spend other people's money. Nowhere it can happen besides government. So the people who are opportune enough to assume public offices, they hate to let it go. Everything is free. You travel free, you eat free, you sleep in free hotel, you steal on an industrial steal, you build a bunch of property, you leave your children well off for the rest of their life, maybe in some instances your grandchildren, without doing literally anything, just on public perception. Why will you have that kind of a job and you can let it go? You will not want that. Do you know how much it takes, Bebo? You work per hourly or monthly for your wages, right? You must compete with other people. Like I say in the private sector, they got to give you a raise, and that raise doesn't even come free. You got to put in extra work. Sometimes you come home, you can't even end the project at work. You come home, you with your wife and children, and you are still working from home. Even though you are home physically, your mind is still with the job. What makes you think that when you come to an arena wherein you can just steal in the millions or hundreds of thousands without any accountability, you want to let it go? That's how people decide to stay long in power. The only difference here is in America when the president, they limit it, but even our lawmakers here, some of them been in power for almost 40 years, like Nancy Pelosi. Look at one lady called Dianne Feinstein. She stayed in the Senate until her brain could no longer work, that she was collapsing on the Senate floor, because that's what happened. It's an easy job. You don't have to compete. You get rich overnight. You can stay on a massive scale, no accountability. You are not competing in any way, shape, or form. Just give the bare minimum and create the impression that you are working, and people will keep electing you. So that just standard operating procedure that when people take public offices, they hate to let it go. That's why you call a system. The only way you can stop this thing when you put the system in place by virtue of the Constitution, then it will limit you. Even if you want to stay, the law will not permit you to stay. That's what they call system. When you rebuild the system, then things will go on well. But you cannot assume that human being in their infinite intelligence will do the right thing. No, put in place the system. When the 4 year comes and you tell the president, say, no, every 4 year got to be out. Once that 4 year comes, whether he wants to stay or not, he will be out, because that's what the law said. That's what you call system. Systems were meant to guarantee sources. That's just it. If you don't have system in place, people can just run roughshod over the system, and that's just what it is.
Yes, indeed, Mark. That's the part of the entire discussion that I like. The system, because the system control the people, the system regulate the people, the system, the system will do everything that you think about. All of the things that, like for example, some of you talking about asset recovery team, the other one, all these kind of things. The reason why all of these things are not working is because we have bad system.
Yep.
You're right. Because of the bad system we have today, people have to pick and choose as to which maybe case to go out there and judge, which way to judge the case and so forth, because of the bad system. Because no one have respect for their name. People don't even care anymore. Can you imagine you have corruption kikon? People that been named corruption kikon, and they say passing around today. You have people that even corruption cases, even that been sanctioned, and they stay passing around. In fact, they are the one making decision for you. So you see what we're heading to today. That's why when some of you out there today who enslave yourself to the politician when you are talking, some people don't want to even listen. Because
let me give you another example. Go ahead. No, I thought you were done, but in your talk.
No, go ahead, Mom. Go ahead.
When you want to know that our system works, right? Numbers don't lie. They got different kind of businesses. In business, that's why you see more than 75% of businesses fail in the first 5 years, because you are trying to put ideas together. You got to know what works and what doesn't work, right? You can get your limited liability or sole proprietorship, but there is one business model that have proven to be successful over the long term, and they call it franchise. You know why a franchise works than any other business model? Because when you operate a franchise business, they got businesses that are already successful, right? So they watch everything that they do. They document it. So let's say for fast food, right? That's why when you come to America, when you eat a Burger King in America, You go to China to another Burger King, it tastes the same, even though they're two different countries, because everything is structured from the recipe to the way they prepare the food. So whether you go to how they call it, a Burger King in Ghana or anywhere around the world, it will taste the same because that's how a franchise operate. They know once they put it into works, they put it in an operating procedure that you cannot change it. It's already straight. The way how they pay their employees, the way they prepare the food, the way they package it, the way they do their branding, everything has been organized into a system. So when they say we want to open another McDonald's shop in Singapore, trust me, it will taste like the same burger in America because what? They have a system and a structure in place that will keep working over time. So you don't have to go and figure out how to make a burger, whether you need 2 cups of flour. No, it's already set. Just go, they give you the franchise lesson, and you do exactly what they have been doing for the past 75 to 80 years. So what do you think? You're going to be successful because you don't have to come and reinvent the wheel. It's already in place. That's why our system will guarantee you to happen. When you have system in place, when you have rules, when you have structure in place, you are bound for success.
So then where is the change? I mean, nothing has changed more because we are staying into the same system. All of this system today that continue to put us into poverty. These are systems that we still going with. And these are systems. All of the laws, quote unquote, they say the 1986 Constitution, the other laws, the other. Can you imagine you are into the 21st century, Mark, and people are still thinking about old laws. Look, the government even refuses to even or repeal or amend some of the laws because some of the laws favor them. So they make the system in a way. So that, for example, Mark, 6 years. We give 6 years. And 6 years look like 2 years for our leadership. Can you imagine, Mark? I'm even thinking on that. I think campaign will already start.
Yeah,
go ahead, Mark. Because I'm
no, for me, I love how you end your thought. I'll let you to settle down. I wasn't going to interject, but
because what I'm observing right now is that campaign already on. That tells you that our people, they don't care about how many years you gave to them. How many years they gave to them for them to serve you. So if you give them 4 years, now for example, if you give them 4 years, that means they'll do better. That means there'll be serious competition, or maybe there'll be serious, or maybe fights, or they will want to prove points. But from what I'm seeing, Mark, it's like they say it's like joke to them, but it's like 2 years to them, and they already started campaigning almost all of the time. All of our leaders, even from Sktv-Lib to former president, we are now to this current leadership. It's just the same.
Yeah, but when we talk about the system, and you got to look at the power dynamics. When you are in the opposition, when you are outside looking in, you want to attack the system because it sounds good to the voters. And then when you consolidate power, you want to maintain the system because now you are the one benefiting from the system. So the same people that will advocate that the system is broken, most often than not, when they take power, they want to keep it going because it's a party. They want to keep the show running. So at the end of the day, you ask yourself, then where will the result come from? The only place the result can come from, which is a challenge for Liberia because the way how our people vote, the way how they analyze, the way how they make decisions, it makes it impossible for you to get that leader who will come and say, you know what, enough is enough. Because at the end of the day, you don't expect people who are benefiting from the system to change what they're already benefiting. I'll tell you, most of the things you experience in life, they are all human conditions. They are human psychology. They got pain, they got pleasure. When you are going through pain, you want it to end quickly. When you are experiencing pleasure, you want it to keep going for the longest. If you're going to be buying your man new cars every 3 years, you get him gas slip, you get him entertainment budget. He flies free. You give him all the perks. You give him district development fund that he can steal with high accountability, right? You give him more than $7,000 to $8,000 per month in a country where the average person lives on less than $2 per day. What makes you think he will want to change such a system? You think he will be inclined to change what he's already enjoying? No. That's why they can be in the second year of their term and they're already looking forward to the next election because for them, it's business for them. It's profitability, it's enjoyment, it's a gravy train. But then who can change that? Only the voters. But in the case of my country, the voters cannot even identify who's the victim. So in Liberia, if you say you want to get results from the ballot box, then it means that just wishful thinking. Because democracy can only come from the people. But when the people cannot make better choices, then the system will continue. But every day you climb on the system. And the politicians are not going to change the system.
And Mom, why they don't want to even stand up? Let's assume that, Mom, maybe they voted for me, right, Mom? Allow to them. Let's just assume that, yes, indeed, allow to them that I will change the system, Mom. And I get that. Why are they now holding me accountable to tell me that, no, Mom, this is what you told us. That's why we voted for you. But we want you to do exactly what you told us. But Mom, this is not happening. Why?
Yesterday, Steve wrote something and I made a comment. He said he was studying the brain. I said, for me, I've been reading about the brain for more than 10 years now. The brain is a very complicated organ. It's tied into your psychology as well. And they got a phenomenon they call the Stockholm syndrome. When you stay alone in poverty, Melbourne, and you cannot even identify sources anymore because you've been in poverty for the past 3 or 4 decades. The day they send someone who will come and rescue you from poverty, that person will become a target. You know what? Because you are used to what you are used to. So anyone who try to change what you are used to, they become a risk factor. That's why the people in Liberia, when you go to a presidential election, they always turn the nerve to the people who they perceive to be the one that might be able to deliver. That's how they don't look at the comments. They will say chairmanability is part of the problem. They can identify the one who they think will bring about change. There is a reason for that, because they are used to the existing structure and the existing system in place. And psychologically, when you get used to something, people hate change. Anything that presents itself as a change become a risk factor, and people will automatically reject them. That's why I told you one time, I used an example. I say, if I were to put you in a dark room, right, for maybe 10, 15 years in prison, that is very, very dark. At a certain point in time, it start affecting your eyesight. The day someone come with a torchlight and they flash it in that cell, you will get mad at the person that flashed the light. Even though they're trying to give you light for you to see, but no, because you have been in the darkness for so long, you become an enemy to light. That's just why it is. So it will be hard. I don't know how we do it. Maybe by some miraculous intervention from a higher power.
Because
from the bus. No, I'm not buying into it.
And Mark to check, I think check Sogo. This comment make, let me see, where's the comment? Check. Okay, good. This is the comment, and it said that the politician make us believe in that poverty is made by God. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes. That's just the fact, man, dear brother. Check. Look, and to even make matter worse, the religious people too, they also, oh God. Look, so they make you to believe that these people, these things these people are doing, look, is not physical, it's spiritual. Let's go ahead and pray. What kind of prayer, more? Someone buy $45,000 car, and they are telling you, forget about the or if I leave them. This thing they're doing is not normal. These guys, what they are doing is not normal, it's spiritual. Let's go and pray. More. Pray to do what?
They want you to go and pray because they want you to. That's a smart game. That's a preemptive strike. They want you to divert their attention from them and place it somewhere else. But in fact, they are the one. That's why I said, if the people can just take a step back in Labrador and just look around, and you don't need education for this. The people can look. Let me tell you something. I believe in education. I'm a strong proponent for education. But there are a lot of things in the world that is governed by common sense that you don't need to go to school. Maybe I can remember at a certain point in time, Labrador, the older folks, people who were traditional chiefs, some of them were never formally educated, but they were professional people. They could farm a dispute. That means they could settle a dispute. They could settle conflict. Even though they never went to law school, they were just using common sense from their experiences, right? You in Liberia, let's just say for the past 12 to 15 years, nothing changed in your life. You keep rotating a bunch of people that cannot give you result. What is there to justify? Are you telling me you came to this war and nobody going to change your country? The whole idea that they got someone who can come and change your country, that's a lie. Only government can change a country through policy. No country on this planet individual change. So the idea that, oh, every day you're criticizing the government, you're talking about, what was we talk about? Who's going to put in place policy to change the country? Whether it's in terms of the economy, whether it's in terms of social structure, whether it's in terms of income mobility, who's going to change a country? Have you seen it anywhere in the world? Only the government. So who's supposed to criticize? The one that is given the most power to transform people's life. If you can do it, then you change them. But in the case of Liberia, no. You are so married to your emotion that your brain can barely work. Why would a politician tell you to go and pray? When in fact you voted him to change things in society. You think that's a prayer God is going to answer? That's why I said the reason Africa, I think that my own conclusion, I don't know if it can be scientifically proven. The reason I believe Africa is the poorest continent, even though we are endowed with the most natural resources on the planet, because we pray a lot. And pray go by protocol and procedure. Because like I said yesterday, I said, even when you read the Bible, the disciple asked Christ, teach us how to pray. And there is a way that you can pray to get a result. In Africa, we can pray a lot, but we don't know how to pray. So it means 98% of our prayer going into some trash bin. Because I just one example you gave me. You registered to vote, they gave you a voter ID, you stood in line, you cast a ballot based on the fact for a man that you think will change your life or to change the trajectory in society, and he's telling you to go to God, that you should pray to God. Then who are you?
And more to just add up to that, I think I watched a video from Lofa County. Is that district number 5? Yes, I think this video. Yeah, I've searched for the video, but later on I couldn't get it. About a citizen there in that district who saw his lawmaker. Just imagine a monk. The man saw the lawmaker. He said, "Oh, the lawmaker here. Okay, thank God." But he told me, just to mention the word, the man is me. The man had to call police. The lawmaker called police on the man. Allegedly, though, the guy was sleeping. Police people went for him and carried him to the charge of color. They said, the lawmaker bring a complaint here that, in fact, you said certain things to him. So because of that, we have to hold you in custody. So they jail him. According to him, they jail him. Join mercy. They jail him. Lawmaker, this is number 5, Lofa County. Those of you who know his name. Yeah. So they jail him according to the citizen there, the son of Lofa County in that district, because he said that a lawmaker is me, allegedly that a lawmaker is me. Just to use the word me has not become like insult. So jail it, man. In jail it. I said, I was listening to the video. The guy said, in fact, he had to call people for the people to go out there and beg the lawmaker that he's sorry. He will never say anything again to the lawmaker. Just imagine, Mark. So, how will the people even stand up for their right if someone just to use the word me on you? Even for you to call the person and say, no, I heard you saying something against my character anyway. Maybe sometime, maybe I may not be closer to you like that, but it's not how I look. But anyway, can I talk? Even if they call out or something you give to him, and that's about, because the guy in fact said, Mom, he said, I even voted for him.
But it's a culture. That's why we've been perpetuating over the past 3-4 decades. And the politicians understand that. That's why I tell you, politicians are nothing but actors. They are auditioning for power. If you're the voter, you cannot use your common sense to know who gave you the most value. Then you will always be the victim, no matter how many elections you will have in the future, right? And let me tell you the one that can make me scared about that, bro, the most. We got a whole thing about drugs and the young people. We got one of the youngest population in the whole of West Africa, right? If the current generation cannot make better decisions, and you got another generation that is being destroyed in the long run, because all these Zogos and people, I think they say 1 out of every 5 now, the latest statistic, right? I think it was UNDP, almost 20% of the population of the young people, they are into drugs. They will have children 10 years from now, 5 years from now. Some of them are even having children now. Why do you think will become of the children? If the current generation cannot make better decisions, and the people that are in their 20s will be with us for the next 40 years, and they will be having children into the future, my brother, how many years do you think that will come out of who can get a better leadership if we'll be voting on logic?
But Mong, even the youth that are not even taking drugs,
they still not making better decisions. Yeah. But what? Then you even making the case further, because the one not taking drugs getting it wrong. Then you got 1 out of every 5 that taking drugs, and those 1 out of every 5 will also have children in the future. So 20 years from now, and some of them are having kids right now. So it means if we keep on the path, then even in the next 40 years, the future will still look great. Because at the end of the day, we have to stand in line collectively to go and make the next decision. So the politicians understand the demographics, they know the voter, they know who they are dealing with. So they are in a better shape than us. For some of us who keep making the case, who keep arguing that we want a better life, bro, no. At a certain point in time, it's getting to a wishful thinking. We are only hoping, and hope is not a strategy. because at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
the reality will still kick in. And these guys understand they can put a red meat out there that people will buy into. Yeah, there will be some folks that will get it. You can't fool all the people all the time. But the question is, how many people out there that will be able to see it for what it is? Not too many. And now one thing that get a politician the edge, because at the end of the day, they know that more people will get it wrong than getting it right. So they will always be on the winning end. Let me tell you something. There is a reason why they get in the call society enlightenment, wherein people educate their society to a certain level. When you come to any great country, even in America, the great United States, everybody in America is not a genius. But this society is programmed in a way that the vast majority of Americans can make rational decisions. There are stupid people here, but those stupid people, they are very limited in number. They cannot change the outcome of anything on a massive scale. So they know that when they go to an election in critical time, the people will make a better choice in choosing a president. In the case of our country, it's become a very difficult argument to make. That's why at the end of the day, 9 out of every 10 times, the politician will come out on top because they understand the demographic. That's why they can look out another politician and attack them, and they can lie to you publicly because they know not too many people will see it. And I think it was one of the statements the ANC political leader made that the vast majority of people are gullible. You can even put it on a blackboard, they won't see it. So they can understand that you know what? Every election we go into, there is a higher probability that we will come out on top and the people will become the loser, because look at the people that are making the decision on behalf of the country.
And Mark, to just add up to what in fact that you just talk about the politician moving, maybe before let me just add up this to also to what you just stated, that the politicians when they leave from team A, maybe that for example they notice that maybe team A is 40, or team A, the people who are against team A, they jump to team B. And when they go to team B, the fans or the followers or the supporters there in team B will heal them. They are no more criminals. Can you imagine?
It's all about power. It's all about jobs. The man believe that if he supports you, he know you're not a better candidate, but he's going to become a deputy minister or maybe a minister, assistant minister. That's why you see some of the ones who claim to be educated. When you see them making the case, then I don't blame the average man in the street. I don't blame the case, because some of the people, even the ones that travel overseas, you live in an industrialized nation, right? Number one in the world, and you go to Liberia and make the case for certain candidate. My brother, I cannot blame a kid from Bogonjire or from how they call it, Kwana Bonu district that will make a wrong choice, because I will always make a case that people look at people who claim to be educated. Education is all about decision making, right? Rational thinking, decision making. If you live in the Western world for more than 2 decades and you go to Liberia, you know what it needs to build a country in this day and age. You know the challenges, and you choose to support a particular candidate because you will get job. Then why should I blame the average kid on the street or 20-year or 21-year with no experience, never travel anywhere? I can't blame them. I would never blame them.
And that's the thing there, right? Because it's just about the kind of goods, the kind of market, the kind of product that you bring to the people, and how they consume these things. And that's just the fact. Because most of our people, look, let's just face the fact that most of our people, they are illiterate, right? Okay, good, we agree. Now, more on that side, more come down to sell Melbourne. Go out there and sell Melbourne back to back. After Monk know very well that Melbourne character is terrible, but he pretends to say, yes, it's politics, it's politics. You come and sell Melbourne. The same Melbourne, you know very well that it's bad, but just because it's politics, you sell Melbourne to the community or to the town or to the village. The people now buy Melbourne. Now Melbourne into power or position. Now you want to criticize Melbourne and say, hey, you're not good. Mom, who will listen to you?
No, they cannot. People won't listen to you because you the one set the platform for that result. You the one created all the conditions to get that result. And that's a challenge in our politics. The people who claim to know this, they are not even sincere to their own country. And we got a bunch of young people in this country that share or carry a bigger slice of the entire population in terms of the demographic. So, like I said, if I'm going to an election in Liberia, even though I can pick a candidate, but I'm not going to bet on the real people to win. because it's just almost impossible. And that's the perfect case you make. You go over there, you know that the man cannot deliver, but because you know you want a job, you want something in return, at the expense of 5+ million people, you can jeopardize the country's future because you want a job. So you go and sell him. Now, the one thing that I know, people who are not formally educated, that's why when you're around people, let's say you go to your little village or your town or in the interior, you got to know how you carry yourself, because those people, they are watching you. The reason they are watching you, in their mind, they believe you came from somewhere better, you travel, you got more experience, you are more educated. So they believe anything you are doing is right. They will follow you. So if you come from overseas, there is no room for mistake, because you know there are tons of people that are watching you. But in the case of like brother, the ones that know, trust me, they leverage their knowledge, their so-called education, their foreign experience to get what they can get on the ground. And that's just why it is. It makes it extremely, extremely difficult for people who can come, or people who are in the position to take their country.
For the good one, yes, it is, Mark. For the good people to come in, at least to be a help to the poor people, or maybe to change the system, because they just model the entire system so that they can always be the beneficiary of all of the system. And that's the fact. Can you imagine someone buying $45,000 car, and maybe if you check some of the people that record, some of them, they have 4 or 5 horses, but you have one civil servant who's still renting, making $80, making $85, or making maybe $150 month, and you come out and say that things are normal or things are better. Let's just say that way and say, yes, things are better, and yes, indeed, nothing, we shouldn't criticize, everything okay. Mom, what there that is okay? What there that is okay? If a minister, a director, lawmaker make something around 10,000 and have vehicles, and in fact live on the country free of charge. Yeah, look, here is the point to let me tell Liberian people. I always hear in this word, love for country. Every time they will always tell you love for country. But ask them, why are they not working free of charge for the country?
Oh no, they cannot. And they have made enough salary to even work free of charge, right? They can work pro bono, because when you look at all the perks and all the salary and all the stipend that they get, let me just give you a typical breakdown. Security is a major thing in a society. That's why the government first and foremost responsibility is to protect lives and property anywhere in the world. That's the role of the government, the chief executive, protect life and property from both domestic and internal threat, right? Okay. So your immigration, your LDA, your military, your police, and all the paramilitary organization, you're supposed to pay them well, because not only that they will protect lives and property, they are also a means by which you can attract investment, because any country that is stable from a security standpoint, it means that's somewhere you can make an investment, right? You pay people $125 per month, some of them even less than that. It means in a year they will only make $1,500. It would take the average security personnel at a rate of $125. It would take him 30 years of his life to cover up the amount you spend for one vehicle for a lawmaker, assuming that vehicle is $45,000. It would take the policeman 30 years of his life to make the same amount that you bought for a lawmaker, one car. Maybe, how does that make sense? That's just one example. I could go on to name 1,000 more, whether it's in the executive or in the first branch of government, right? Everywhere. How does that work?
So when we come back from the break more, I'll be asking you, love for country, what's your own interpretation? Well, there are just a few people that are citizens, and the other rest of the people, maybe we are all, maybe we sometimes people. That's why the real citizens, they are enjoying, because I don't get it that people will come here and tell us that love for country, but people pot our body, they are eating 24 hours. Some of them, they put their family members, their children on payroll, but they're telling you love for country. Okay, though, love. Love for. So, folks, we're going for a news break at 7. After that, we will continue with the show this evening, and we'll ask you, what's your own observation? Has anything changed or not? That's the question we'll be asking here this evening on the SKTV show. Yes, indeed. So, yeah, sometimes they will say things will get better, but you are manipulating the system. You are taking all of the national cake. You're eating everything, you alone, but you're telling the people that things will get better. Look, let me be frank more before we go to the news. Things are tough. Things are tough.
Yeah.
And that's just the fact. But that go for the news. When we come back, we'll talk more on that man there better.
Such as the questionable procurement of the 82 yellow machines.
Gentlemen, agreement process there.
Zayo, about which the propaganda minister continues to remain silent. If Pierre truly serves the public, he will explain the bidding process, the source of funding, and the beneficiaries of those contracts, not divert attention with political insults.
Say yo, the people not gonna need to tell the result into insult. Say yo.
The ANC calls on officials of government to pay keen attention to the failures and challenges that the government is faced with, which includes the very bad state of the
From Dupo Raw and Pinsville, welcome to RCR News Bulletin at 7 and Sheikh Sano. In the headlines, Chief Justice Yami Bese has dedicated the newly refurbished Pinsville Magistrates Court, marking another milestone in the judicial ongoing effort to strengthen the justice systems of the country. One of the survivors of a recent police brutality in Habel Margibi County is recommending that those officers that were involved with his flogging be taken back to the police academy for proper training. Margibi County Superintendent O.J. Morris has called on the winner of Miss Margibi 2025 beauty pageant, Miss Mariama Dole, to demonstrate esteem, resilience, and uphold the law as she represents the county. And out of Liberia, Nigeria's Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Ije Nanchi, has resigned just days after allegations emerged that he has forged his academic credentials. Those were the headlines in the news. Now the details. Chief Justice Yami Bese has dedicated the newly refurbished Pinsville Magistrates Court, marking another milestone in the judicial's ongoing effort to strengthen the justice systems of the country. Chief Justice Bese, speaking during the dedication ceremony, expressed gratitude to the government, particularly the Bwaka Kun administrations, for its continuous support towards improving judicial infrastructure nationwide. Justice Bese recalled that 2 years ago, the judiciary developed a strategic plan aimed at constructing or rehabilitating at least one judicial complex in every county each fiscal year. The Chief Justice noted that the dedications of the Pinsville Magistrate Court represent tangible progress toward achieving that goal. He extended appreciation to the contractors, city authorities, and individuals who contributed to the refurbishment process, commending the Pinsville City Mayor and the City Council for their cooperations and support. The Chief Justice also highlighted the improved environment of the court, emphasizing that a conducive workplace or workspace enhances judicial efficiency and professionalism. One of the survivors of the recent police brutality in Habel Margibi County is recommending that those officers that were involved with his flogging be taken back to the police academy for proper training. Samuel Nyane, a private security officer assigned at the Connects gas stations in Habel, was on September 23, 2025, arrested and flogged by officers of the Police Support Unit or PSU. Narrating the situation to Arasia News after returning to work, Simon Yana said he was arrested and flogged for telling the team of PSU officers to be polite while preventing motorcyclists from parking at the Corners gas stations in Habia. He lamented that it was unfortunate for the PSU commander Morris Dine to consider his comment as being profane and order his men to maltreat him. Another victim of the incident, Francis Diallo, who is a pump attendant at the Corners gas stations, told RCA News that he sustained multiple wounds on his legs and experienced unstable teeth in the upper layer of his gun after being pulled to the ground from the bike. Margibi County Superintendent O.J. Morris has called on the winner of Miss Margibi 2025 beauty pageant, Miss Maria Dale, to demonstrate esteemed, resilient, and uphold the law as he represents the county. Speaking on Wednesday during the official presentations of prizes, the winners of the competition, Superintendent Morris reminded the new title holder that she now carries the names and the image of Margibi County. He urged Ms. Dolly to be thoughtful in her utterances and address on issues affecting Margibi and beyond. Superintendent Morris lauded the organizers of Miss Margibi Beauty Pageant for their commitment and perseverance in making the event a success, describing it as a significant achievement for youth engagement and empowerment in the county. For her part, the pageant's chief organizers, Juma Vani, encouraged young people across the county not to give up on their dreams regardless of the challenges they face. Sharing her experience, Vani noted that the organizing team was strengthened by the skepticism and negativity expressed by some residents of the county. Meanwhile, the newly crowned Miss Margibi 2025, Mariama Dale, expressed gratitude to the organizer for successfully executing the event. She pledged to use her platform to promote positive image and represent Margibi with pride. The National Youth League of the Alternative National Congress has condemned statement made by the Information Minister Matthew Jawalimek Pierre describing ANC political leader Alexander Cummins as a dishonest man. According to NIMLE Minister Pierre's statement is an attempt to tarnish the integrity of Alexander Cummins and has reduced the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism to what he termed as a political center. The ANC National Youth League, through its General Secretary, Desmond Nimble, said the Information Minister's comment is not only irresponsible but also disrespectful to the office he occupies. He noted such behavior undermines the credibility of the ministry, asking him to retract his statement. Jala Jacob Humanitarian Foundation has donated 25 bags of cement to the United Dawe Umar Muslim Community School in Basseltime, Painesville. The Wednesday, October 8, 2025 donation aims to support the ongoing rebuilding efforts of the school and provide students with a better and more conducive learning environment. Presenting the items on behalf of the foundations, Amara Dokley said the gesture is part of the foundation's commitment to improving the educational facilities across the district. Receiving the donations on behalf of the school, the principal of the school, Abdullah Sim, expressed deep gratitude to the Jala Jacobs Humanitarian Foundations for its continued support. He also offered prayer for God's blessings upon the foundations and its leadership for their compassions towards community development and education. President Joseph Waka has donated more than 15 new vehicles to the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency to enhance the agency mobility, strengthen nationwide operations, and ensure quicker response to drug-related incidents across the country. The donation presented during the formal ceremony marks a major step in the government's effort to combat Liberia's growing drug problem, particularly in rural and hard-to-reach areas where enforcement has often been hampered by logistical challenges. Speaking at the ceremony, President Bouaka underscored the importance of service and dedications in public office, urging officials to perform their duties wholeheartedly for the good of the Liberian people. The Liberian leader also emphasized the need for transparency and accountability in the management of public resources. President Bouaka further stressed that the success of fight against drugs depend not only on government support but also on the individual's conduct of officers and staff within enforcement institutions. He expressed confidence that the newly provided vehicles will enhance the LDEA's operational effectiveness and expand its reach, particularly in a remote area. In more drug news, the Liberian Drug Enforcement Agency LDEA, through its Special Drug Squad, has confiscated goods valued at over 1 million Liberian dollars during a targeted operations in the township of West Point, following a credible intelligence tip-off. Preliminary investigation revealed that illicit substance was concealed in 9 small mineral water bottles. Authorities believe the drugs belong to 70-year-old suspect identified as Lucy Morris. Madam Morris is currently under investigations and will be forwarded to court for prosecution under the amended Controlled Drugs and Substances Act of 2023. The LDEA reaffirmed its commitment to dismantling drug trafficking networks and curbing the distributions of illegal substances across Liberia. The agency stated that the operations has been identified nationwide to ensure that those engaged in the illegal drug trade face justice. In a public statement, Chief of Public Information Orlando Demi warned that traffickers are now opting new tactics to evade law enforcement, including the use of motorcycles and tricycles, or otherwise known as keke, for transportations of narcotics. They may call on the public to remain vigilant and report any suspicious drug-related activities within their communities. He also assured that LDEA is continuously adapting its strategies to combat the evolving methods used by drug traffickers. If you are just joining us, please be reminded that you are listening to the news bulletins for the news and the current affairs department here at Renaissance Communications Incorporated. And out of Liberia, Nigeria's Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Iche Nanji, has resigned just days after allegations emerged that he has forged his academic credentials. The resignation follows a newspaper investigations that claimed Minister submitted fake certificate to President Bola Tinubu during his ministerial appointment in 2023. Presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga confirmed the minister's resignations in a post late on Tuesday, quoting the minister as saying he had been target or blackmailed by political opponents. But the minister has denied the accusation of forgery and has insisted that he did graduate from the University of Nigeria with a degree in microbiology or biochemistry. The forgery allegations have sparked violence among some Nigerians following a 2-year investigation by the Premier Times newspaper. To end this news bulletin, we recap the major top story. Chief Justice Yemin Gbese has dedicated the newly refurbished Pilio Magisterial Court, marking another milestone in the judicial's ongoing effort to strengthen the justice systems of the country. One of the survivors of the recent police brutality in Habel Mangibi County is recommending that those officers that were involved with his flogging be taken to the police academy for proper treatment. Mangibi County Superintendent O.J. Morris has called on the winner of Miss Mangibi 2025 beauty pageant, Miss Mariama Dole, to demonstrate esteem, resilience, and uphold the law as she represents the county. And out of Liberia, Nigeria's Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Ije Nanji, has resigned just days after allegations emerged that he has forged his academic credentials. the news.
Actionable procurement of the 82 yellow machines.
Hey, you, gentlemen, agreement process there.
Zayo. About which the propaganda minister continues to remain silent. If Pierre truly serves the public, he will explain the bidding process, the source of funding, and the beneficiaries of those contracts, not divert attention with political insults.
Say yo, the people not gonna need to tell the result into insult. Say yo.
The ANC calls on officials of government to pay keen attention to the failures and challenges that the government is faced with, which includes the very bad state of the economy with primary focus on the bread and butter issues. The slow and ineffective execution of its own arrest agenda. The multitudinous degree of opulence by the officials of the government as manifested in the purchase of luxurious vehicles from the presidency to ministers of government, including PR.
Yo, the papa ain't living all alone again. Yo, the man rescue. Say, I was there. Yo, the Igbo learner.
Is this not dishonesty? Can you imagine, fellow Liberians, the United Party government is purchasing vehicles for its officials at 90,000 United States dollars a piece, while many citizens cannot afford a meal or simple medication? Is this really a rescue mission or a ransacking mission? On the healthcare crisis, Liberia's healthcare system today is in a state of complete collapse.
Yo, the papa ain't going to Labrador Hospital again, so he cares.
Hospitals and clinics across the country lack basic medication, equipment, and supplies. Patients are dying daily because underpaid doctors and nurses have no tools to save lives.
Zayo, the rescuer need to be rescued. Zayo.
Pregnant women are turned away from hospitals due to the lack of beds and essential drugs. While President Baka and his officials enjoy medical treatment abroad at the expense of struggling taxpayers, ordinary Liberians cannot even afford being relieved.
Zayo, the bad president of Uganda flew abroad. Zayo.
The government has made no investment in improving hospital infrastructure, healthcare worker salaries, or rural health services. Instead of addressing these
Mark, so we're back after the news break. I guess you were following. If so, if not, then let's proceed with our discussion here. I see somebody commenting and the person asking about Kalando Tengo drugs issue. Well, myself, I think I haven't heard anything about that case yet, but maybe there are some proceeding ongoing. Yeah, but I can't speak to that for now, my brother. Yeah, but more, we're back. Okay, so it's like more still on break, but let me just give you the latest news coming from the Ministry of Transport. You know, we do these things even though the government they choose not to do business with the various media institutions, because guess what? They are funding for all of these things, but they choose not to give the monies out. They want to, you know, for the media institution to do law for country. So we're doing law for country. So the Ministry of Transport released a new transport fare. Those of you there who are there will not be able to read the transport fare today because it's really in bucket. But again, we're doing this thing law for country. We don't want to. But more, we're back. All right, so is the monk stay on his break? But folks, on a very serious note, let's proceed with all of the happening. You know, there are some things sometimes before you argue, those of you or those of us who like to go to Riviera, a Tari Center, you know, to talk, to argue, to, you know, make our points, you know, to back our politician. our leaders, our godfathers, or what you may call, sometimes think, go break, go back into your closet and think. So, allegedly or unconfirmed report, even though the central bank governor, when he was quizzed about his salaries, he was, from another end to another end, he was not exact, but he said around 15,000. So that assume the central bank governor allegedly make 15,000 per month, and the NEC boss allegedly to make 15,000 per month, and the UL to where yeah, for the country interesting, but very interesting. So UL to where every day is up and on. Every time our children or our young people or our brothers and sisters when they go to school, today no school, tomorrow school. He said according to unconfirmed report that the madam there too, she's making 15,000. So how much is right there? Just for the three entity, it's 45,000. See what we're heading to? You see the reason why we are not making any progress? The money that you're supposed to use to develop, the money you're supposed to use to make life better for all Liberians, you take the money and give it to a few hundred people, few group of people. Say, yeah, take it. That's my country. Take it. Nothing will come out of it. Nothing that will do. Look, this thing, sometimes when we say this thing, it looks like, our people, they are grieving inside. They are grieving inside. But what to do? Because they're saying this thing. You see one lawmaker car, for example. Are these people celebrating? That celebrity is supposed to be, be looking flashy. That kind of flashy way where you see them with that kind of thing where they have all of the cars, 60,000, 90,000 kind of celebrity. Why are you living celebrity lives on the poor, struggling people? Why? Why are you living celebrity life? Why? Now, when they talk about corruption, he say, no, we're not corrupt. But you corrupt. That alone is legalized corruption or legalized theft. You don't know that it's corruption by itself? That you take home almost everything of the society. Like, for example, the people gave you a generator, 3,600. They gave you scratch card. They pay for where you're sleeping. Let me tell some of our people, maybe you don't know. We pay for everything. The only people that are paying the taxes that we don't want paying all of the taxes. So that's why you see the 2 millions of SOS calls. No job. Every time you wait for investor, but you are one investor, but you're waiting for investor to come. Calculate how much the government spend every month on salaries, benefits, and everything. But you're begging foreign people. You want for foreign people to come and give you their money. They save money that you will share because it's almost like you're going to share the money. Logically, if someone made 15,000 per month, the person hustling everything in at 15,000, scratch card, everything in at 15,000 per month. Then, for example, maybe more than one investor, I come and give maybe the government $2 million or maybe $3 million. You think what that money will go? For the government, the government priority will be about salary. How to pay people? Let me just show one video from I think that's from Grand Crew. So those of you today when we're talking, you will know exactly the reason why we don't want to be sugarcoating things about our country, because the country is getting terrible every day and night, and we think that all is well just because they are our politicians, they are our people. So let's lead them. Yeah, you lead them. No, you lead them. Yes, because they on my side. So that lead them. That lead them. Because why? That person on our side. So even when that person take home 40,000, lead them. They on our side. They who on the countryside. Who protecting the country. Because if you have, okay, good. This is the video. So let me show the video so that some of you can see the thing that our people are going through. The reason why won't we? So who on the people's side? We want to know. Because if you take home $45,000 car, you go, you carry all the children to school in the morning. You take your children, you put them in a $45,000 car and carry them to school in the morning. Then you see other children walking by line. You see other parents struggling to even get on motorbike. They and motorcyclists are hauling and pulling, fighting back to back just because of transportation. And you feel comfortable. You feel that all is well. Love for country. So what are you people really doing for the country? Are you people scientists? We really want to know. So let me show the video quickly so that some of you there will think that maybe every time, because we will continue to do these things, we want our people's lives to get better. So let me show the video.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in Grand Crew County to a bridge called Tengbeti. That is how I normally call. This bridge is linking from the Sino to from Sano to a town called Tebu to Bois Jiken until you enter Barclayville. So since the bridge got broken, I think more than a year or two, and the inhabitants here, people are living here, and they are catching a difficult time to transport goods and services here. It's so difficult, it's so hard. So you see how the motorcyclists are struggling to bring goods here. You see the bridge is damaged. See how it's here. Some of your watch, see how it's looking. See how our brothers and sisters are suffering. You see here, to transport goods. This is Grand Crew County. The former president home, George Mane Weah. The former president George Mane Weah County is in Grand Crew. This is the Tengbeti River. I think you've seen it here, seeing the river here. This is it, you've seen the river. The bridge got damaged. And by the way, they got a lot of manos are here. They got machines, excavator, more than the back finally fell at the top of the bridge. I think you've seen the back finally fell. So like I was saying, they got a lot of manos here. You know, who are doing mining here. See the watercolors here because of the mining. You see here, the river. Yeah, but nobody able to take upon themselves to come to say, oh, the bridge, well, it will take maybe like 2-3 days. It finish. But they refuse to do it, and then our brothers and here are suffering. They have to transport goods and services here. So we are calling on national government to come here. Nobody want to help to do anything here. We are asking the President Joseph Yuma Boaka, and his team, they should try to help our people in Grand Crew here. Seeing the Tengbeti bridge, they got broken since the bridge got damaged. Because we learned that the logging company that were applying this rule, it was I think I learned Atlantic that built this bridge, and then since then Golden Veridian also was using this route to enter in Grand Crew because they got a pound fine in Grand Crew, and then since then they have never think about fixing this bridge. And Golden Veridian, they are no more using this side. They are passing by the way of the river G, entering Green G there and come back to Sino. That's what they're doing now. So you're seeing the bridge, the damage, nobody. So we're asking the new government to come to see how best they can help our people on this side because they are suffering. Things are very difficult here. See, the transport goods and services here is so difficult.
Well, thank you, my dear brother. Indeed, thank God. Like yesterday, I think Morgan and myself, we said that we have citizen journalists. And I don't care what you people do now. You know, but this thing will be coming to your doorstep, and your children will be eating. You know, they will be having lunch, breakfast, or what you may call. They'll be watching the videos, and they'll be thinking about that. What happened? Because I know that how they will call you because you get the money, so they will call you daddy, dad. That's what happened. How they will be talking to you while the children up interior in the bush, people are struggling. See bridge, is that bridge? That bridge. But you have all of the companies there. See the people want to change color just because of money. What kind of country is this?
Maybe what's up? I'm back. Sorry. Something
Mark,
pop up.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark. No problem.
I was driving. I want to pick up my picking real quick. I thought I could beat the time, but then I got stuck on the traffic.
No problem, my dear brother.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, that's it, my brother. I think I heard you asking who's on the country side. I think the country on our own side. Yeah, they're polluting your water, the environmental disaster they are causing. They are taking all the wealth from the country in the form of a raw material, the resources, and your people cannot even get a bridge. And you think people life going to get better over there, that is southeast. It's always difficult. No roads, no infrastructure. That's why people, the southeast, that's why they always come to Moravia a lot, because you got no economic activity happening over there. So people believe that the best thing you can do is to leave from over there and come to where the action is happening. You have challenges with infrastructure, bridges, and road. It means less economic activity because road play a very major role in the economy. When you have road, you can transport goods and services. You can live far away. You won't matter because you know that there is a road to take you to your destination. So it won't matter where you live. But the southeast is one of the regions in the country, the number one region that is paralyzed economically. So it's nothing strange. And we had a southeastern president. So, I can remember when Bwaga did, and Bwaga owned the vice president. He was not even the president. How Bwaga didn't carry a road to his county, Lofa County didn't get a road. But yeah, you put a president there in the south, in his own county, no road going there. And he was not vice president, he was president for 6 years. It's the same old thing. We are not making progress, Melbourne. It's like you rolling the thing and you're like a slot machine. You are just playing, you are just rolling the dice, but you're not getting any better result. It's the same old thing. Now, how you expect people's life to get better over there? But yet, look at the water, look at the color of the water. It's all chemical. There's something happening in Cape Town, and people don't realize all the raw materials when it comes to industrialization, they are using nothing much but chemical, and they can damage the ecosystem, all your rivers, the local ponds, all the creeks, all the water your people can drink, and sometimes people become impacted. That's why you got a lot of sicknesses and things happening in the country. You can't even detail what happened because the environmental pollution alone is more than enough to make you sick. Because when it rains and the water spray everywhere, you can't control water. So if the river is polluted, then more than definitely most of the water people can drink over there will be impacted. And what are you getting in return? Few people get the money. The country does not better. It doesn't get any better. And people become the victim directly and indirectly. As a matter of fact, the next generation is becoming impacted, or they are already impacted because nothing happening. So you can expect nothing good to come from that particular part of the country. That's just the reality.
Yeah, so more quickly before we go to the line, let me play this video also coming from one of our colleagues, Charles here. In fact, he posted this video I think a few hours ago, and in fact, according to him, he said that this video comes from the grant came out from the people. Oh God. Let me show you some of the things that we passed through before we know we were into somebody like yeah.
We requested for bar room. There is a bar room that the manager for laboratory destroyed. The toilet and the shower together. It is mind blowing. So here is a place, the shower is under the commode. The other place has been damaged. Another shower they put in there for black workers. This is how the power of the place is. And we're still working. Here is the other place. Very deplorable for black workers.
Where's this all about? Where's that? Is that a concession?
Yeah, I want to show you something. I think there's the bathroom. Good. This is the bathroom. According to this report, that the black workers at the B Martin requested for a decent bathroom or a decent, room or bathroom or how you may call it. So this is where the bill for them, or this is the table bathroom, the bill for the black workers in B Mountain, according to Charles here, who's in fact posted this video. So my point there is, see, the camo. You see that
That's
thing
not a
that is
commode,
flat
that's a urinal. We don't call that
up,
commode, it's just on the floor.
up, yeah, boy.
Commode is something that you can sit on top. That's a urinal. They just put on the floor. Then they put a shower on top of the urinal. It's a floor urinal. That's not commode.
Jesus.
And these are the people that are taking hundreds of millions of dollars per year worth of gold, right? That's the gold company, right? The Beer Mountain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So the people come in your own country. They build it. Oh my God! No, we're not go to look. I like our country. I think somebody be rich for. We're not getting out here anymore because there's something serious happening to us. People come in your country where you have your resources. Then they build it. Those of you who can do the flat, what we used to go on before, they more call it, but we used to use the flat or latrine, something. You all know what we're talking about. Now what the people build there for the black workers. That one is for the black workers. Oh, life interesting. What a life. And I will not go to the line to Indo. I will Obama anything quickly before go to the line.
Well, not much. I think we get take calls to the end of the hour, and then we'll get close to the show. Hopefully I'll join you tomorrow. I got to make a quick run here. So I will just be listening on the more as I drive. And thank you for the day, for the rest of the day. And
all right, my dear brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. So to the first caller, good evening. Yes, my dear brother, go ahead.
Thank you. And let me say good evening to Steve, right?
Yeah, who's in on the monk? It's not Steve. Steve, now you're on the show today.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, this is Hussein Kew. I call from Chicago. So I will listen to you guys and let me appreciate you for the different forces and the different views. And the one coming from Grand Crew, the hometown of the former president. It's quite sad, to witness such a video and see that the man the people claim he loves the country, he loves his people. It's quite a sad one, but I'm not interested in Grand Crew and the former president. The one I caught my heart, I have on Kitman. I'm just asking you, right? The concession that was signed between B Mountain and the government of Labrador, it is unlisted. Labrador extracted industrial article, yes.
Yes.
Go on our website tonight. Just go and read the agreement. That agreement was signed in 2021 between the government of Liberia for the B Mountain. Read that thing on this platform. If people not cry and feel frustrated and the whole thing will be educated, don't trust me anymore. I just want you to take a time, go through that agreement that was signed. It will tell you that all those people are in law because they have some people who claim to be educated, but of course they are academic fraudsters. Go read that agreement.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear brother Hussein, or to your who now. I think there's no difference between the people that are in the bush and you people that look, what a country. Hello, David King, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening from home.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear brother.
Yeah, this morning you shared something that we had a discussion around today on one of your sister radio, and Hussein Kew got defending that thing. And he categorically denied that there is nobody in the government. There is no one single individual anywhere in any of the sector in government that making $15,000 per month. And we made specific reference to him concerning those LCA commissioners. So when you got people in a kind of struggling country like Liberia, where people barely found food to eat, and people are making that kind of money, and people don't even have money to feed themselves on a daily basis, then it's so frustrating. Where every day the president has to travel, the president has to buy new clothes, he has to buy new shoes, and he don't prioritize the Liberia public, priority. Where today there was a document read concerning concession. How can you have a concession that beyond mountain, where the people will generate money and they will give us 3%? They just are dropping the bucket. Well, why would they get rid of the concession we have on this country? But because the president said they have their own share in the state. The senator got a share, the representative got a share, and like Redwood, I'm going to follow it. Then when campaign come, they come to us with sweet talk. We'll go in the land and people are being frustrated. And the people just live on grass food. Grass food, everybody put to us, they're running grass food now. So how then you play the kind of video and people are falling down in the video or motorbike, they go, it's so terrible, and these people, you know, it's so large, and people passing around your way because we're ready, moreover, we're going nowhere. So
Oh, thank you, David Key. We right here in Monrovia for our eyes, our people are there. Hello to this caller, good evening. Yes, go ahead, my brother.
Thank you. My name is Levi Stanley, and I'm phoning for Chicken Saturday evening. Where do we have, or I call it the company where I came out? Let's meet up the company.
B. Martin?
B. Martin. Where B. Martin taking for the country?
Instead of go, B. Martin taking go.
And where is located? And I came out. And came out for me. But for me, row and go, be going for me and see. They're taking billions of dollars for that. And they say government told all that when they come to power, they were going to change all the agreements at the time.
Rectify all of the agreements.
But yeah, they say, after a few times when he called the paper, he went there, everything checked out, and they still wanting the goal. You see, right, Monrovia, yeah, for me, like 45 miles. We're talking about Grand Crew. We agree. But let's all be real. That place for every one of us. We see the show on your phone, 2 video, they prepare full us.
All right, thank you. Government continue to use just wanting people name back to back. When other people feel that why they were removed. Hello to this caller, good evening.
Good evening, Mabel.
Yes, go ahead. Charles Cooper, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, Mabel, I want to chip in on the rigmarole to voice for voice that is currently ongoing between the government and that of our party. You know, we want to send a caveat to the government that no amount of propaganda can rescue the rescuer. Because in governance, you don't need propaganda. The fruit of government is result, not propaganda. Propaganda can only work in opposition life, but not in governance, because in governance, it's not about insult, but result. So we want to ask the deputy minister and the minister proper, to address the issues and stop the irrelevant personal attack. And maybe when you read history, they are always taking one person to effectuate change. And in Liberia, Mr. Kumi remains that one person who will effectuate change in Liberia. Because if you read history, even in Ghana, it took John Mahama to bring change. When you read about America today, Martin Luther King. So we, the 1% family, we are proud because we take 1% of Liberians to change this country, to change the leadership curse that is upon this nation.
All right, thank you. Charles Cooper, today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, Mabel. How are you today?
And dear brother, I'm okay. Just that I'm not too okay inside.
Mabel, you make it. I just pray to correct will be fine. My name is Mahmoud Sefu. I'm calling you from Browville. You know, I just called. I don't know what kind of empirical evidence we are looking for. But empirical evidence, I think we want empirical evidence. The two things that we're having all in the NCDC and the United Party. I think it has come to a point for us to see that, look, it's good for us to be thinking outside the box, to see an alternative yet and try the alternative. And when we say alternative, we're not just saying structural alternative. Even players that are associated with these political parties, I think it is now time for us to see how now we can get new breed. Liberia is not lack of talent. Liberia is not lack of what they're going. But then, if at all you're talking about a big mountain concession, you're talking about other concessions. No other parties sign the concession besides the two governments. What is the impact on the people? Nowhere. Granted, my country, if you think about Ghana just in artisanal area, they are just able to restrict the artisanal area of gold. They are then able to get up to a little about $5 billion just within 6 months times. Artisanal. He just want a big mountain. This is industrial mining. at the end of the day, resources are coming from this place, and loan can be able to take care of. And for every time you talk about ratifying the agreement, I can remember when this government took over, I can tell you, they took the initiative. Those who were benefiting before this government could come into power, at the end of the day, they were able to go and use the same can continue to rise up against whatever they were trying to do. And at the end of the day, they tend to go shoot out and somebody got killed. That stigma will continue to live with this government forever.
Thank you.
Everything I can record it. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear brother. To this caller, good evening. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Yes, my brother, go ahead. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you for your show. Thank you very much, Michael. This is our this time here. I joined a discussion for illegal market in Mexico. Oh, Maple, I heard you talking about love for country, Maple.
One of the poor people can show love for country, but they want to making it 15,000. They don't care.
Yeah, but this is why I always get confused, Maple. Those people that in government and the funding direct people who supposed to send a lead in showing love for country. You know what you see? People in government, they are decision makers. The senators, representatives, even ministers, directors, they are all decision makers for people in this country. Therefore, it can be so frustrating that those that are decision makers are corrupting. They have become an asshole corrupt people in this country. Then when they come in the public gentlemen, they don't love the country. What kind of love? The love is good about love is not political love, Maple. That love there? That love is meant to deceive people in this country.
I mean, there's some love. They can't get you food to eat. You got to bury that love.
No. So you don't have to see people, then you ride for 5,000 people, your children go to good school, you forgot money, you give me fair work and then you work that like pressure, what do you think? You work that to foreigners and 10 years in this country, and it's detriment on the shopping market, then you come and say, you don't love our country.
Well, thank you so much. I will tell you, my dear brother. Thank you. Yeah, today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, Maple.
Yeah.
My last point I wanted to just make, I just wanted to share something with you. I was in a taxi, and then I met a lady that was really discussing the agony or the vexation that people are harboring about how things are hard. And someone said, look, you know what, this country, the other guy was in the car, I said, this country was founded on the Christian principle. I said, between you and myself, there was another elder man sitting there. The elder man said, my brother, please shut your mouth. This country was not founded on Christian principle. It was founded on corruption principle. That is not Christian principle. There is no Christianity that says,
yeah, thank you for giving me another new one. I already been looking for one already. Thank you, my dear brother. Go to the WhatsApp line and take a few calls. Their country is founded on corruption principle. Oh, they may never care. What you got to do? All that the Christian empire just 13, just put your head. You see? You're 13 and put it. They kind of bad people. You're telling you say, yeah, they're your people. Hello, today's caller, good evening. Yeah, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, anyway, I'm Beto. I'm calling you from the island this evening.
Yeah, go ahead, Beto.
Yeah, so we're going, do you know that from now to 2029, $66 million going to be squandered?
I don't know, my brother. Why are you saying so? Is that statistics?
We are just hearing $22 million will be used in 2 years for the rehabilitation of roads. And we are hearing say the road all the time now, there is nowhere to move. Come and see the Chicken Soup Factory road. Even when the contractor that is giving the contractor when they are stranded, you government now, you need to come in. You need to come in, but they are not doing nothing. The contractors are crying. They are not receiving funding from government. The first sacrifice.
My brother.
So now come and see. $66 million that stay from now to 2029 will be squandered by this government.
Wow.
Saying that they're using $22 million every 2 years. You know what happening to our country? $66 million just for a few handful of people to squander it. Just within 5 years.
But all right, thank you, my dear brother. I don't know what kind of country said that What kind of home that you get that eating and dressing, it tell you what a whole home. What kind of home is that? Yeah, I don't even get it. Now, like, that home looking at the country, our eating and our dressing for our big people. It tell you what everything. So that just manage. Don't get first. So that go to the WhatsApp. That go to the WhatsApp. Yeah, that go to the WhatsApp line. Take few calls. CD1 Jabo is on the line here. CD1, my dear brother, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Mayborn. Good evening from the state of Florida, precisely Jacksonville City. Good evening to everybody in Liberia. Let me just give 2 cents. Mayborn, I think a few months ago, the plane the president carried to Lofa. Which company have that plane?
I don't know, my brother. I don't know, my dear brother.
Okay, let me refresh your mind. The plane for Bear Mountain.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, my information.
Plane for Bear Mountain. So do you think the people will respect us or will sell it ourselves? Look at Lamco left Buchanan. What the people benefit? That will be the same thing. The concession agreement 2023, they still getting 3%, and the people taking gold every day. Our own police people, the PSU, manning the way people are down there.
And they don't even get enough area. I can feel sorry for some of the police officers. Go.
We are our problem. Whether you suppose CDC, you suppose Unity Party, when the people do you wrong, all the youth to come together and tell no, this is what you're doing, this is what because people from there, the hospital stay the same, the school stay the same, the roads stay the same. But we're not together. We forget each other because when they give you smoking on the side, you find your friend. You 3%, you think you know somebody, and your children tomorrow. You see Kenya, when you're acting funny, the youth get together. You don't say, oh, that CDC in power, that you take power, because they know that when anything happens, it will benefit everybody. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you, my dear brother. You are quite correct. You know, sometimes some of us who in the media, we almost every time we interact with the police or with security officers, so we know what they go through. We know exactly. We know some of the struggles that some of them they pass through every day. We know. But let me, I think, Ali try calling. Ali, let me call you back. Yeah, Ali will call it. Well, who on the other WhatsApp? Okay. Today's caller, good evening.
Hey, Mayborn.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank God for life. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, just call to appreciate you guys, the job you do for our country and for the Sktv. I want to say thank you profoundly, and I would extend my regard to all of the panelists, especially my friend, brother, Kong, Aliyu, Mose, and Segwin. So, on behalf of CMT, we want to say thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear brother. And let me say thanks to all of you to continue to remain peaceful in all you do in politics. The best thing to do is for you to remain peaceful. That's all, and be able to bring out your agenda to the Liberian people. Thank you.
Thank you, Memo.
All right, thank you. Let me take some local calls here quickly, then we find our way home. Hello to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Memo.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm James calling. I'm speaking from district number 3.
Yeah, go ahead, James.
You getting me clear? Am I live?
Yeah, James, you are live. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, you may want to see the problem within the country here. We will not even know how to get it in a particular problem. For the government came on the matter and rescue, they use all types of languages. Look at what happened in the Ministry of Information. You see, Sano is insulting political figure in a particular country. I used to say there is no millions of residents in that particular area now. The entire country now no one understanding what really happening people. In a particular country right now, that someone will be able to just take on the media and insult somebody without the president taking voice and taking any action and say this particular thing has to be abolished, the particular thing will not have to implement or even allow the particular thing to be tolerated. Or you will just sit down there like somebody that don't know how to talk. And then when you do what already happening through the concession company or I get one of the photos of Kogusi, I came on, start talking. and you play that particular video, that brief story that they were talking about, the man said from 1 going to 2 years that the time the bridge got damaged. I got that particular, I hear that information while I was listening to the show here. He said that from 1 going to 2 years, that's the time the bridge got damaged. And now we're thinking of critically talking to the former president, and he never
Mama, can waste our time all eating man. All right, thank you. Thank you, Mugaro. Go. Thank you, Chairman. So yeah, people will have 5 more minutes to go, and we'll use this time. Maybe some of our WhatsApp call or we call in. Then we give them at least maybe 1 minute of our time. But again, people, let me be frank. You know, one of the call said, I think that's CD1 said it all, that the issue of party politics, let me tell you, things are difficult. No matter how you want to polish it, no matter how you want to term it, no matter what you want to say, no matter which party you think you fall. Yeah, so let me take Brother Ali quickly. All right. Ali, even though people been waiting to hear you live, but again, you tend to call out now, but anyway, that's good. My brother, good evening. I'm okay, thank God. It's just that we good outside, but inside we are, Liberians, if not almost all of us, because it's not easy, my dear, but thank God for life.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I told you the last time, I'm not well, that's why, but at least I'm responding to treatment. Maybe hopefully, at the end of this one, I will be back with you guys. Yeah, but you guys are great. I'm always following the show. Yes, when we get to the issue, we don't have time. But maybe on what is happening in the country, like the ANC, they shouldn't agree to this thing. Politics is a dirty thing, we all know. If you shouldn't sit there and allow somebody to humiliate, then debate, then you saw your political leader, and you people sitting there, your case is nothing about it. And you people can see how we in the Unity Party we get dragged. You go after George here, we go after this one guy. Now these people, they don't regard President White Guy, because if you regard your president and your government, you would be going after political leaders and prominent people in the country. And you sorting them. The Ministry of Information should be there to give on the day-to-day activities, the progress the government is making in the country. Instead of only being there to be on the defensive, to be insulting people. Daniel Sando, look at your age. Today, with Joseph Bakai give power, what face you will get in that country? You live with Mr. Kumi. Mr. Kumi can be you and your entire generation, even your Joseph Bakai. Or because of presidency, now Joseph Bakai start getting money by stealing. Mr. Kumi can take care of him, you see? But Mr. Bakai gave credence to this thing when he started from the beginning, when those people started insulting the former president, he didn't say a word. Do you expect him to say something about insulting Mr. Kumi? He won't. If he can deny Mr. Kumi in court, someone that he went to school and he said you don't know him. And when I listened to Jeremy PR and you were asking what they went to what happened to him, why he was thinking, and somebody spoke by the stage of my body, and I can speak by you, but not by me, but married to Bible. So when somebody said that my body, the person who responded to him, they were trying to tell him that Mr. Kumi or smoke grass.
All right, thank you. All right. Yeah, quickly.
So Mr. Kumi and the ANC supporters, you shouldn't get into politics with clean clothes on. When somebody go after your political leader, go after them the same way.
All right, thank you, Brother Ali. We gotta go. We have probably a minute up to our time. But again, let me say thanks to all of you. Steve Bode will be here on tomorrow by the grace of God, the social chairman. Maybe we'll talk some social issues, and maybe the men will talk about some of the Bible verses. Like for the Galatians 3:1. Go ahead and read that scripture. Those of you who are listening and following, go and read Galatians 3:1. You will know what's happening to us as people. People come in your home, then they decided as to where you will take back. Look, oh yeah. What kind of country is this? People come in your home. Somebody come in your home. The person is deciding where you will take back. The kind of camo or the kind of bathroom or the kind of system you will use. They will decide you. They will decide it so that you will not use anything that will be looking some kind of way to them. No. they will decide which one that best for you. But again, people, let me tell you, party politics is complete waste of time, waste of your lifetime. Party politics, even the political party that you won't kill yourself for, you don't even know. Sometimes when people get into position, they don't know you. So the best thing is for the system to be better. If the system is better, when I may born for party O, party J, party D, Mayborn will still find something to do. Even if party J reject Mayborn, so you see, you're not forced. But because we make these people, because we practically worship these people, so today they see us like they are commercial slaves. Anyway, good night, people. Good night to all of you. We'll see you on tomorrow. By the grace of the Almighty God, chairman will be here, the social chairman, Steve Bullet, Mr. Connor, Mark, and the rest of the team will be here on tomorrow. I'm Johnson Mayborn Kula. Good night from my end.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Foreign people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the effort are rest. The brothers giving us the end, the promise of them. The work with my life without the end.
I lyrical
Master.
Play body so make you I can't Sktv menu. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And you no money, the more I go. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmother.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I can't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget now ya to money. That's the baby, and I forget it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmother.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Foreign people who waiting to sell. The flesh, that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to Maggie B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.